Hi everyone. I wanted to share this as I get my fan under control here. I wanted to share this. It came up actually with someone that in my dating life, but it's happened like reoccurring over and over and over. So someone who was saying, you should really give me a chance, you're gonna love sex with me, whatever. And really that was just him masking or putting out a front, speaking from his ego, and he probably wasn't that good in bed. And in fact, he was kind of lame on the date planning. So, what happens is that our psyche learns to protect what they think is not worthy. And you are taught that from a very young age, and then, or you lack a self-awareness, so you are not aware that there are areas that you need to work on. So people who are seem really confident and are always putting out stuff that says, I'm so great at this, and I'm so good at this, and I'm so great at that, you can feel that energy that comes from ego, and it is very boastful. They also, 9 times out of 10, they're cutting some other people down. So there are people that are really, really good at what they do, and they need to talk about it. That's part of marketing, of course. I'm not scared to tell you that I'm really great at what I do. But, for example, I walked into a room of before a presentation in a women's group, and the leader of the group is really great about being on stage. And afterwards, I came up and introduced myself and talked to her in one sentence. She wanted to schedule a follow-up and then booked me for a speaking gig. But she's like, I want to have the confidence you have when you walk into a room. And, here she is, has been in pageants, is beautiful, whatever, but felt that I had more confidence walking into the room. And that is the whole thing. You have to build up, you have to tap into your sex energy in a way that you're owning the room without having to say, yeah, look at me, bitches, I own the room. And that's really tough for people who are egocentric. Either they're covering up what they need to work on for themselves because they're too scared to deal with it, or they have no awareness. They just are so firmly in their ego that they think there's nothing they could possibly change. And especially in the online world, you're going to see a lot of people posturing, a lot of people saying that they're this, that, and the other thing. But if you just watch long enough, you can see them take someone else down. You can see them cutting, other people's legs out from under them, and that is a way to posture and make themselves feel better about what they're actually dealing with. Because honestly, if you're working on your own stuff, you don't need to take someone else down. It doesn't mean that you don't call out bullshit or that you don't, deal with things when they come up, but you don't need to take someone else down to kind of stand on that mountain, so to speak. So where are you putting up a boastful presence? Where are you faking confidence? Where are you covering up for a lack of self-worth? And where do you need to explore things? Like, where can you bring a little humility into what you're doing to allow you to see what needs to work? Anytime someone says, I told you so, isn't that what I just told you? That is also them feeding their ego. They need to hear that you did what they said so that their ego gets filled up and they can feel validated for what they told you. That is a very slippery slope. If you're in any kind of service business, if you say, well, I told you so, that makes the other person feel bad. It doesn't allow for their own space. It shows that you need to be filled up by some false ego mechanism. So really pay attention to that. And anytime you're going to entertain someone that has that kind of presence, if it's in the bedroom or otherwise, that is a good indication that they don't feel secure about themselves, that they have to go with these grandiose statements and, claim that they're the best at this or they're the best at that or no one else is better than this or whatever. And that is a pretty good sign that they're operating from their ego and not going to give you a full representation of who they are. They probably don't even know who that is, and that they have a lot of pain that they're trying to cover up. And so you really want to be able to step back from that for yourself and say, why do I have someone in my life right now that I'm entertaining that is operating in such an egocentric position? What is it about me that I need to look at so that I can, get some distance from people like that? And then be okay turning them down. Be okay stepping back from it. Be okay, if it's yourself, calling yourself out on it and say, you know what, you're right. I do get butt hurt when somebody says something. I am scared to post because someone is going to say something and make me feel bad. I really do think I'm the fucking best and nobody can tell me anything different, so don't even try. Well, that is true. However, you may be the very best at what you're doing, but if you're operating from this egocentric position, people will never really truly get to see all of it, or as many people as you need, because any little touch on that ego is going to set you off on a tirade, or you're going to get really upset about something, or you're going to feel like you have to defend yourself, and that isn't really going to work. If I did that, if I was operating from that place, people wouldn't open up to me, because if I put them on the defensive, or if I come across as so great at what I do, they might feel like, oh God, how can I ever tell her that I have this issue, or that I have erectile dysfunction, or that I, am scared to charge that much money because she seems so powerful, or whatever. You have to be able to operate from a place of humility and know that your confidence comes from within, and that you're building it up, and that your sexual energy, your charisma that you're putting out there is from a very pure place and not false, because if anyone attacks it, then it's going to go away. So let me know in the comments, guys, where are you promising big sex, or where are you being promised great sex, but you know that that's not the truth? And of course, use that as a metaphor for anything else, your business or your life. I will happily answer any questions and talk to you soon.